Alright, what's up guys? Christian Goes Fast here, back with the Bandit again. Now I've been working on this on and off and not really anything too much to make a video, but after pulling the brakes off, at least the rear ones, I discovered there is something in fact that I should probably make a video on. So, when I replaced the foot peg with the brake lever, I discovered that even with that replaced, the brakes weren't completely functional in the rear, which was no problem really. So I went and checked over the back, and it looked like it needed to be bled. It looked like the pad could use replacing, and so when I went to go pull the brake off to check it and make sure everything was still lined up and kind of just pull it off and assess it in general, I discovered something pretty interesting. Here is my brake caliper for the Bandit. Now, usually when you pull a brake off, you expect to see a pad right in there. There is none, and there hasn't been for a while. It's actually worn grooves into the metal of the caliper itself, which they're not very deep, but even so, if the brake pad won't sit right in this caliper, then I'm going to need to replace that as well. Otherwise, the bike just wouldn't be safe. And being that it is such a big bike and it's ridiculously fast, I want to make every single, like, it's a bad way to phrase it. I want to make sure this bike is as safe as possible. There we go. Being that it's the biggest bike I own and the biggest bike I've ridden by a long shot, the only bike I've driven that even comes remotely close is I drove my friend's 600cc street bike, which is half. So, not only do I want to make it safe, I want to make sure that if I'm going fast, which I probably will be, that I can stop. Now, not having rear pads is not the way to do that. The front pads and the front brakes are nice and they're powerful, and particularly in a motorcycle, especially this one where there's dual pads and dual calipers up front and a single in the rear, the front is going to take 75% of the braking, 75% of the braking on a motorcycle. But you can't just get away with just front brakes. There's videos of people just using the front brakes on YouTube and all other places of the internet, and they go over the handlebars. Obviously, I don't want that happening to me, especially with the way that I like to drive. So, I need to get a new pad, see if I can line it up, see if I can make it work in this caliper, and if not, then I need to replace the caliper, put a new one in, and then I will be able to put it all back together, bleed the brakes, and then I'll have brakes again. Now, that's pretty simple. After that, there's some electrical on the bike that doesn't really like to work. There's a couple lights that aren't too functional most of the time, particularly my rear turn signals. The front has no turn signals, as far as I'm aware. It just has a single headlight, which I should replace. I could probably get away without doing that, but I should replace them. I also need to figure out a way to get the headlight to mount, and to the bulb in particular needs to mount and then stay mounted. Right now the mount is a little bit loose, so it kind of likes to wiggle its way out of there, but after doing this, fixing the lights and wiring, making sure it runs good, this bike is done, and then I can drive after I get a license, of course. because if I didn't do that, that would be illegal. And we all know it's always best to follow the laws. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll get this done as soon as I can. When I get it done, I'll have another video out on the Bandit, but until then, it's gonna sit here and have minor work done here and there. But thank you again for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and it really helps me to know what you guys want me to do. And I will see you all next time.